and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Tuesday, December 17th.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
We begin with an update to the school stabbing we told you about yesterday on Wish TV. Police have identified the victim as Annabelle Trujillo, a student at Arsenal Tech High School. News 8's Kat Sandoval tells us the new details being uncovered and how community members are reacting.
This should never take place. This should never be something. This family should never be having to go through this at this holiday time.
The stabbing happened around 9 a.m. on the city's east side at Randolph Street. Police found Trujillo with multiple stab wounds. She was pronounced dead on the scene.
And sadly, we're seeing more of this, not less of it, more of young people today settling their conflicts with either a knife or a gun.
In a statement, IPS says they will have a crisis team on site to assist students. They say, "We know this news is deeply upsetting, and we are committed to maintaining open lines of communication with our school community." IMPD Chief Chris Bailey calls the death of the teenager and the arrest of a juvenile a heartbreaking and senseless tragedy that left our community shaken. A young life has been cut short, and another has been forever changed by an act of violence.
Violence is being used to settle arguments and conflicts, and then one has to question what has happened to kind of the moral fabric of our country today.
Reverend Harrison says he officiates too many youth funerals in the past 25 years. He is concerned about the increasing violence, and he says there are other ways to reduce conflict.
Talk to someone. Sometimes, just count, to 10, and take a deep breath before you act on your emotions.
Yina Krev was walking in the neighborhood with her baby when she heard the news.
Do you feel safe at all in this neighborhood? And you can be honest.
No.
Why not?
I have a baby here. I live by myself with my baby, and like the shooting when I first moved here really scared me, and I'm like, I don't think I can do a year here. It's just sad, and I'm just surprised because like what's the reason why and how?
There are more questions than answers, as this is still an active case. And what we do know is a school, a community, a family is in mourning this holiday season. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm IT Mate's Kat Sandoval, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Attorneys for convicted killer Joseph Corcoran have moved to a federal appeals court in an effort to block his execution. Yesterday, a federal district judge rejected the attorney's latest appeal, saying Corcoran is competent to waive his appeals and allow the execution. His attorneys argue he is too mentally ill to be put to death. Corcoran is set to be executed tomorrow morning for murdering 4 people in Fort Wayne back in 1997. It would be Indiana's first execution since 2009. In Cass County, a 15-year-old has been arrested for making threats and bringing weapons to school. The Cass County Sheriff's Office says a resource officer at Lewis Cass High School was alerted yesterday to a student who was making threats and who had what were described as multiple weapons. The sheriff says there were no guns among the weapons. The male student was taken to juvenile detention. Deputies say a search of the student's home later turned up a potential target list. The sheriff says no one was hurt. And now, a story from IT Made. Records show there are more than 6,600 untested rape kits in Indiana. Right now, lawmakers are working to address the problem and give survivors the justice they have long been seeking. News 8's Cody Fisher reports.
This legislation would create a yearly written report detailing the backlog of untested rape kits in the state. Right now, that sort of report doesn't exist, so lawmakers don't have all of the data to make decisions on how best to fix the problem.
We operate in silos, and so the very best thing to do is to take away our silos and to come together and thoughtfully understand an issue. And so that's what this proposal is. It's not a blame game.
This map is one of the reasons Democrat State Rep Victoria Garcia Wilburn is introducing this legislation. It's a nationwide map that shows Indiana has thousands of untested rape kits, while Ohio, Kentucky, Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin have zero. An advocacy group showed it to Garcia Wilburn and her fellow lawmakers during a committee meeting between legislative sessions to try and get them to do something about the problem. The Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office supports the proposed legislation because they know what a delay in having a rape kit tested means for the survivor.
Justice delayed is justice denied. So if we're waiting to get results of forensic tests before we make a decision, that's how much longer before we can even file charges and get things going in the first place.
The Marion County prosecutor also supports the legislation.
We need to know the scope of the issue, and I think it's important before the legislators make a choice or make a decision as it relates to funding or what needs to be done. You need to have these data points. You need to have this information gathered.
And it is very important. So then it's like, what's the right amount to spend on it while you're also balancing it against all of the other things that the government has to spend their resources on.
If it passes and the annual report is created, lawmakers would know where money would make the biggest impact on the backlog.
That could be anything from addressing rape kits, addressing the crime labs, addressing the workforce shortages.
The new legislative session starts on January 8th. For IT Mate, I'm Cody Fisher. For Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
In Elkhart County, 160 people are set to lose their jobs this holiday season. Cargo trailer manufacturer Forest River announced yesterday that they will be cutting jobs at 4 facilities by the end of the year. In October, the company said it would restructure by consolidating 2 sites. Layoffs are scheduled to begin on New Year's Eve. Let's talk sports. The Pro Volleyball Federation will host their first ever All-Star match at the Fishers Event Center. That match is set to take place on Saturday, February 22nd. The Fishers Event Center is home to the Indy Ignite, the franchise's newest team. Organizers say the All-Star match will be a step forward for the league and sport as a whole. When it comes to the weather, you can finally put away your umbrellas and get out your shades. Storm Track 8 says it will be a sunny and cooler day today with a chance of showers later tonight. Meteorologist Marcus Bailey has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
It should actually be a lot colder than where we're at right now. But it does lead us to what should be a clear sky. It was so gloomy and it was wet yesterday. I mean, man, it came down in buckets at times. I picked up just shy of an inch of rainfall at my house. So we're going to wring things out a little bit. That's going to be the good news as we go through the day. And I don't foresee any weather-related issues heading out the door to work in school this morning. 34 degrees. So again, noticeably colder. Southwest wind at 6. It is crystal clear though. And so when we hit daybreak about 2 hours from now, should see a good deal of sunshine. We're down near freezing in Lafayette, 33. Kokomo and Greencastle at 37. 34 in Richmond, 40 in Shelbyville, 39 in Bloomington and Bedford. Wind's not a tremendous issue, as high as almost 15 miles per hour. That's sustained. Constant winds up in Howard County, around 5 to 10 miles per hour for just about everybody else. There's the clearing taking place across the state. You do have some thin clouds, kind of basically south of I-70, places like Seymour and Bedford, French Lick, Evansville, Corydon in the southern portions of the state. But high pressure will keep us quiet. 43 at noon, 46 is what we're going to go for a high today. That is considerably cooler than yesterday's high of 59, but well above average. Normal high for this time of year typically is around 40 degrees. We are going to continue to kind of step those numbers back each and every day this week. We have some rain chances returning after midnight tonight as well. Could get cold enough for some snow showers at some point on Wednesday, and that will bring in that winter blast of air and maybe more snow chances as we gear up for the weekend. We'll time that out in my Storm Track 8 forecast coming your way in just a few minutes.
To get a peek at Marcus Bailey's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com. And don't forget, conditions will change throughout the day. So to make sure you have the most up-to-date forecast, Download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And for a more detailed look at conditions, you can check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. We wrap things up today with news on an award season staple, the SAG Awards. Actress Kristen Bell will host the 21st annual award show next year. The SAG Awards has a bit of a reputation for being a bit unpredictable when it comes to host. It went for decades without ever having one, then tapped Bell in 2018 and Megan Mullally in 2019. Then it went hostless again for about 5 years. But now Bell is back, and Netflix will stream the ceremony live for the second time. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Tuesday, December 17th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.